remote versus in-person versus hybrid. What are your perspectives on that, just as a leader, thought leader, someone who've interviewed a lot of folks?
So it's a fortuitous question because just this week I published a conversation I had with Peter Capelli, who is an expert in this space at Wharton. And he wrote a book called In Praise of the Office, which very much validated a lot of the things I was thinking about. But if I'm being honest, I was scared to say out loud. I'm sitting here recording this in a 1,000 square foot office that I share with my business partner who is never here. This office is physically 8-minute walk from my house, and I have a beautiful home office that is lovely to work in, no issues there. And yet I show up here every day, usually before 9, and I usually leave sometime after 5. For what? I don't know. I make meetings every day to meet somebody for coffee, not just a friend, but somebody related to work or lunch. Keith Ferrazzi, Never Eat Alone, big fan of that work as well. Why do I do that? I don't know. I don't know if it's the olds, just what I'm used to. I don't know if it's my work style. I don't know if it's the type of work that I do that is better when I do it like this. And it's led me to this place where I almost feel it's like the next generation of pharma. In pharma, we talk about like, how is it that you and I are taking the same dose of acetaminophen? Like we probably, my biochemistry, your chemistry issues you have, shouldn't we? Personalized medicine is the future. They do the Star Trek body scan, they write the prescription, and you just drink this little vial and it's got all the stuff you need to...
A ChatGPT project with all my health data and all my questions. Give me personalized advice already.
It's interesting that we are now in a place where we have all of these options. And so we're asking as employees for this personalized work experience in a world that is vastly unprepared to provide that. I believe that that's the friction. And it is true that you can work from anywhere. It is true that you can build a culture across multiple offices in different countries with different time zones. I've been a part of that and done that. It is also true that you can set up a bunch of cool video cameras so that you can wave to your team from Montreal to Toronto and then hop on a plane an hour and a half later, wave back to the team from the Toronto office to Montreal, which I've done prior to Zoom and COVID. That's what we had. We had these, we talked about it being one office with a very long hallway. It was the joke that we used. It's true we've had FTEs and we've had freelancers and we've had people working on contract and we've built great cultures. It's possible. And I think it's also possible that you can all work remotely and build a great company and there could be absolutely no culture. I think you'd be part of an organization where some of you are remote, some of you are hybrid, some of you show up and then you meet every couple of weeks on a lounge rooftop bar and people walk by not even knowing that those are their coworkers. I think that that's true. And ultimately, where I think people professionally develop the most is in the cracks. Not in the sidewalk, it's in the cracks. It's in the executives are looking out onto the office because there's a new project and Adam walks by and they go, Adam, come in here for a second. It's your ability, Adam, to walk over and see me and whether I'm wearing my headphones or not, saying to me, I'm working on this, I was thinking of you, right? Steve Jobs infamously put these bathrooms in between departments with long walks away from where you were operating so that people would have what he called these collisions. We used to give Glassdoor ratings to the Google campus and the Googleplex and the Meta Lab. There's all of these things that now suddenly have become somewhat verboten and like those are terrible places. I don't know where I net out on it other than saying that when I am not interacting with people, it's very challenging for me. That as much as I love recording and seeing your face here on Riverside, I think this would have been a very different conversation if we were doing it across the actual table. That sometimes going for a coffee with somebody is the most advanced form of professional development you'll ever see. And I haven't seen many people do the greatest of work in isolation. I just haven't. So I don't know if that answers the question, but it gives you a spectrum of what we need to think about in a world where people are making absolute decisions based off of very little information. Meaning, I was sent home to work because of COVID, and I guess I can keep doing that. You were never sent home to work with the training and tools that are going to make you, based off of decades of people doing this, the best at this. And we just perpetuated a model of not working from home, but at home working.
Yeah, that's really well said. And, so look, I'm very pro remote, but one, this reminds me, I need to do a deeper dive on how we can keep getting better at it, number one, and make sure we're constantly staying better. But number two, I do think there's an interesting debate whether all the things you said all make sense. As a net for a company, though, when you can hire the best people anywhere in the world and not have a cost of an office and other things, can you net as a business as an economic force? be better than the alternative. Now, I think if we have to guess, it's probably net equal to some extent, right? Like the companies in person can maybe move faster and fill in those cracks.
I would just dump back a thought of, are you hiring people to do tasks, or are you hiring people to be part of something that's going to build something different? So I don't think it's just the mechanics of that, because the mechanics of that, you're 100%, there's no argument from me at all. The question is, are these people who are doing fundamentally tasks, or are they people in which we are doing so much that there's something greater that can come out of this? And I don't know the answer to that in a world where I would make an argument that we've really optimized in terms of work as much as we can as a society. It's not like we just got to a place where we have these tools and we're doing it. We've optimized. And so I don't know. I mean, it is possible. Of course it's possible, but it's also possible that we don't know what the delta might be if we were all in this. So I don't know. I just don't have and the general consensus is that this idea of sidewalks or in the cracks, that while you can do certain things to make the cracks go away, it's not the same as what happens. And the analogy that I'd like to say is, yeah, I'm a big music guy, obviously. Do I like watching clips of concerts on YouTube? I do. Do I like it when someone records something in high def and it's the full show? I do. Is that completely different experience to me walking down to the arena here and experiencing that with 50, like, I don't know how many talks you've seen on YouTube versus when you're in the room at the conference and you're like, so are they both good? Yeah. Are they both the same? Nah, they're not.